Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of In the Green Room. We're here in the Green Room with my trusty co-host Justin Puggerlees. Pugger, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm all right.
How's work going?
It's all right, actually. I've been a bit flat out.
Yeah, it's good.
Actually.
And our co-host for today is the club captain and Merewether Carlton legend, Billy Dunn. Everyone should know him. How are you, Bill?
Esteemed guest.
How are you boys? Good?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Happy to be here.
So I asked Kramer last week, what's it like running around at Townsend Oval every week, having training down here? I've never experienced it other than grand final weeks. How is it on a week-to-week thing?
It's still different. Still getting used to it. It hasn't really sort of settled in yet or felt like a big change. But it's been good so far.
Does all four teams fit out there with enough room to move? I noticed the girls weren't out there tonight. Are they going to chime in later when their comp starts, or they're training somewhere else?
I think they've been in the corner.
Yeah, the girls were in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
I didn't see
It'd be
them. I
obviously
come
nice
late,
to have more field. I like the idea of having ones and twos on their own field, or maybe the latter day of training during the week. But at the moment, it's working all right. So.
Because I know in years in the past, ones and twos have gone up to Gibbs Brothers Oval to train. Is that something that's going to be happening, or we're trying to sort of play at our home ground, train at our home ground, sort of build like a bit of a base here for training?
Yeah, that's the idea, but anything can change if it's not working, I guess. So see how we go.
And captain, you're going to have captain's run on the Fridays. Is that going to be a?
I think there's talk of doing that before certain games throughout the year, or if the players feel we need to do so.
Because Monday, Wednesday, and then you got 2 days.
You still
off.
got a good gap there, yeah.
Are you still really sore on the Monday to turn up to training?
Even after last weekend, we didn't do too much. I was, still pretty
ginger.
after it.
Yeah.
You still know you've played a game of footy, so it's not a bad idea to get the training on the Monday and then get your 2 good sessions on later on in the week.
So just on the game that we played on the weekend, we played Bullaroo down there at Disneyland. Both our third grade sides played against one another. What was the outcome there? Do you know? I wasn't there for that one.
3-2-1.
3-2.
12-7.
Oh, the 3-point weapons one.
Yeah, they get bragging rights.
That's pretty
here.
good. That's really good. I'm a former 3-point weapons, so that makes me really happy. I was the captain of that team for a while. And twos, had to call it off 15 minutes early because it was 99-0. Is that right?
Didn't see any of 2s.
Didn't see it.
Did they call that off?
Well, we got there 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes for first grade kicked off, and there was nothing playing. And I think what they were saying was it was called off 10 minutes early because of the mercy rule, which I didn't know was a thing.
First grade was the same as well. They got to 20 minutes out. Didn't want to go on. Didn't see the point of going any further either. We'd secured as many points as we could. Bonus point, all that sort of stuff. Why risk it any further?
Yeah.
Injuring them blokes and then injuring ourselves as well. They were down to 14 blokes. There's no point.
Yeah.
Were they?
And right from the kickoff, it was decontested scrums, so they're obviously doing it a bit tough out there, the Kangaroos. Yeah. And one of the debutantes, our run-on debutantes, Jackie Miller, scored the first try.
50 seconds.
Mate, it was an awesome try.
I saw it.
It was a good try.
Must be the haircut.
Yeah, the boys were putting bets on who was going to score the first try, and no one said Jack Miller.
Oh, really? I wish I don't know. I would have had a lazy 100 on him.
He had a bit of work to do, the young Jack.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome try.
It wasn't just an open space try. He had a bit of work to do.
If I'd have known there was a market, I would have maybe put it on Pony Boys on the other podcast.
Maybe that's up to you to create, Pugger.
Hey?
Maybe that's up to you to create.
First try scorer markets.
Yeah. You know what we should do here? You know the tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, the doubles,
The young boys, Riassi, Ollie, and Lockie Miller, the raffle ticket crew, they're just drumming up that idea now.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Because it's total random. You throw your money in, you get 1 in 15. Home and away.
I don't think there's much outlay, and for whatever money you get from it, you make sort of thing. So.
Yeah, I love that.
Not hard to do either. You get a few young blokes to go around and sell them.
Yeah.
Not hard.
That'd be great.
All right, so Billy, this weekend, it's from the time I come to the club, our opening round was Wanderers at Townsend, and not knowing much about the culture, it was explained to me this is the biggest game of the year. It was the grand final of grand finals. This is it. You'd rather win this one than lose in a final, than win in a final. This is it. This is the game. Is that the vibe you're getting from the playing group down there today?
I think over the last few years that hatred and that sort of buzz you get around the rivalry has died off with us for the last couple of years. I think they sort of hold it in higher stead than what we do at the moment. Hopefully we can bring that back, because I hate these guys because I play for Merewether Carlton. Yeah. And I think that's everyone that plays for Merewether Carlton that's the only reason you need to hate these blokes.
Yeah, that's right. When I turned up, they
said, so hopefully we can bring that back on the weekend.
When I turned up, they said, we hate the Wanderers. I said, you know what? I do too.
Yeah, I hate them.
That's the only reason you need.
Yeah, I hate them on the field.
Yeah.
One of my best mates plays for them, but...
Yeah. Well, he's a dickhead.
I hate him.
He is a bit of a dickhead. Well, we've got our own song for him.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
the only. We sang that actually on the bus once out to Singleton. Social fours, the fours, Maitland, Hamilton, and us. Got a bus out. We said, "No to Wanderers. You can't get on the bus." And we all sang the team song. And on the way back, we sang the second verse. Hamo and Maitland were just like, "What's this? We've never heard this." It was just, yeah.
Boys, I'll send you the lyrics. All right, so Billy, for the second year now, like last year you didn't actually get to don the club captaincy, but it's the second year now. Was there another selection process for you to roll into that position, or it just sort of ticked over?
Nah, this rolled over this year.
Yeah.
Just
And
rolled
last
over.
year you had a bit of a run around with the Wildfires. What was that experience like?
Yeah, jumped ship to the Wildfires when it wasn't the Wildfires at the start when I went there, but they were having trials for the rep side and a bit of training and stuff like that early on. And then once our sort of rep campaign got cancelled, the season got cancelled here, the Wildfires went ahead, so I stayed on. Played 2 or 3 games in the second grade side. We went quite well, and then I had a broken foot and ended up managing the side, but it was good fun to still be around footy while there was no other footy going on. It was good to be a part of the inaugural, well, not the inaugural, but the first time in 20 years to be a part of that Wildfire side, and I wish them luck.
Yeah, and how have they been going? Have you been following them?
They've only played 2 games so far. The first grade have been, I think they got, played Sydney Uni in the first week, so never an easy task. They got a flogging. Then last week, from what I heard, they were quite a lot better, and I think second grade won the first game and only just got pipped last week, so
Second grade went
hopefully
pretty
it's
good.
looking up.
They went pretty good last year, second grade.
For a side that got put together, pretty late and predominantly local blokes, they went well.
Yeah.
Something that I sort of had foreseen, I'm not sure if it's true or not, before the Wildfires were reenacted and gone into the Shoot Shield was the taking all the better players from the local clubs and the local clubs suffering. Do you think that clubs like Lake Macquarie and that have suffered from the Wildfires coming in, or
I don't think so.
no? Is the Wildfires mainly a Newcastle-based playing group, or is there a lot of people
I
come
don't
from
think
around?
now. I think it'd be. I think there'd be a high percentage of people not from the area.
They brought in a few,
But
haven't
I
they?
think that's what you have to do, and hopefully, the idea is it becomes attractive to local players once
Yeah.
it's taken off.
Yeah, well, us here at the Greens, we've lost Alex Hills, we've lost Fogarty, gone down to Sydney to play down there. So if the Wildfires were around, there might have been a draw card for them to stay.
Well,
Yeah.
I
And
think
that's
you'll
what
find
their
Hills
role.
comes back next year.
You
And
think?
then I think so, from what I've heard.
Who's that?
Alex Hills.
Yeah. What about Foggo? He went down there.
I think he's loving it down Sydney.
He went
so-
down there,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
he?
he's been a
he's
while
been down there a
now.
while now.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I think Hillsy could be back next year, whether it's at the Wildfires or not. He's still back in Newcastle and closer to coming back to the Greens to being in Newcastle, so
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Was he working or studying down there? Do you know
He
much
was
about
studying.
it?
I think he got a scholarship through Rugby. He's played a lot of first grade down there now for a young bloke. And well, I guess his studies are coming to an end.
Yeah, okay.
Might be trying to look to get a job up here. Couldn't tell you what he's studying, but
So,
Yeah.
Billy, how old are you? You're 30 this year,
29 this year.
29 this year. and
30th
mate,
next year.
Yeah, next year.
What are we doing?
I won't make it, I don't reckon.
Have you had more injuries than what you've had birthdays?
There's been a
He's
few.
had more yellow cards.
He likes the red ones.
Only one red one. See if we can make it a couple more.
Have you actually cleaned up your play now that you're club captain?
He's
I
just
don't think it was
gotten
ever
older.
dirty, Pugger. I
Oh.
was always unlucky. It was subjective.
I wasn't gonna say you were dirty.
He's just
You-
short and he drives up with his legs and they end up on their scone. It's not his fault, sir.
No, it is. It's right.
Because you came over from West, didn't you?
Played all my junior footy at West.
At the Maggots. So you brought a bit of that over at the start, didn't
Well,
you?
it used to
Bit
be
of
hated,
bit
so
of
you got to give it back to him.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Bit of maggotism.
When did you come over? What brought you
It was either
over?
15s or 16s. I think it was 15s. Dad had always played. Well, he hadn't always played rugby, but he made the change in his career, and I'd always thought I'd do the same at some point, whether I liked it or not, just to see if I did like it. Got to 15s, had a few unenjoyable years at West, and thought, bugger it, I'm going to go now. My old man played for May East. They didn't have a junior side. I had a few mates at school at Lambton High that played for Waratah, but they trained on a Monday, Wednesday, and I didn't like that idea. So I had one more mate that went to Lambton that played for the Greens, and they trained Tuesday, Thursday. So
Who was that, mate?
Sam Miller. He's old man Glennie. He's got the
Oh, yeah.
record for the most amount of games. So
Yeah, right.
went over and played junior footy here.
Did you play league before
Yeah.
Union?
Did you play league?
Yeah, I played for South.
Oh, yeah.
Then I think I came across in 13s, under 13s.
Yeah. You start playing when you were about 4 or 5, league?
5.
Yeah, 5. You
Under-
5?
I think I was 8.
Really?
I think 7s or 8s were the first year.
I was 5 or 6
Yeah.
and playing under 7s. Scored 5 tries in my first game.
Oh, what a legend. What happened after
Here,
that?
it was here. Yeah,
That's the end of it.
then it was a long spell.
Slow
I went all right, actually. I actually came here as a fullback.
Where?
Well, you finished as 10?
Did I?
I think so.
No, I finished as an 8.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
and a broken thumb.
Let's talk about your last game, Pugger. What happened there?
I broke my thumb, actually.
You dove over and smashed it.
Nah, a bloke from Singleton I got it caught in his jumper.
Ripped it off.
Nelly, 3 pins in it.
Yeah, my last game I got belted around the back of the head and that was the end of that.
The good thing is, I was up at Singer, wasn't going to the doctor's bus trip. I was like, well,
Yeah, you
Smooth
better
was there. And I was
ice it.
like, Smooth, mate, I can't roll my smoke, so you're going to have to do it all night.
Yeah, one for you, one for me. Smooth. That's the biggest
He would've
oxymoron
charged
for a
you
bloke's
anyway.
name ever. He's nothing smooth about him.
We love him, though.
Yeah, nah, we wouldn't change it for the
Hope
world.
he's watching.
So,
All right, well, what's involved in being club captain this year? I mean, last year it was pretty much put on hold. What's involved in being the club captain?
Well, I think a lot of blokes see it as just the after-match prezzo and speeches and that sort of stuff, but I think the most important role would be taking player concerns and player welfare and all that sort of stuff in consideration and bringing it forward to the right people, whether it be the committee, the head coach,
Yep.
certain coaches, other players, whoever that may be. So
Yeah.
if the boys have got anything to say, I try to take it on board and talk to the right people about it and try and get the problem resolved if there is one.
So it's much more off-field leadership. You're the guy that everyone comes to.
If they feel they can't talk to whoever it may be,
Yep.
they can come to me or anyone in the leadership group for that matter. And
usually
address
there's
it that way.
someone who's got their nose out of joint about a selection, and it's hard to go to the coaches who didn't pick you. So I think the players need to know that Billy's there, or the club captain, whoever it is at that time, is there for you to approach and say, hey, I made it every training session, I made this many tackles and this, why don't I get picked? And it's your job to go and find out why it is.
well, it's a good little buffer, isn't it? Like you said, it
Yeah.
might be hard for someone that is new to the club, only a couple of weeks in, and then you've got Jamie that's a club legend and intimidating figure. It might be hard for them to come across and
Yeah.
and ask that question. So I think it's a good little bit of a buffer there.
So have you learned a lot more about how the club works behind the scenes by being involved with the committee and seeing how all the decisions are made? and-
Definitely. I didn't think there was nearly as much sort of different stuff to just running a football side than what there is that goes on.
Yeah, we've got a fair bit going here.
There's
We've got a
heaps
gym
of
downstairs.
stuff like where money's going, how to make more, how to keep this running, how to keep everyone happy. Like we've got a lot of people that are playing here as well.
Yeah.
How to get them all on the field.
Yep.
Heaps of things that you wouldn't even think about until you sat down at one of those meetings.
Yeah, there's a lot of different elements that go with it. You got the women's, you got the men's, you got the touch comp, you got the juniors, you got the greenies, grommets. I think off mic the other day, Kramer was saying that they got 1,800 registered players
Something like
across all those different.
Well, then you got the junior
junior
touch as well.
codes.
The junior touch should have 1,800 kids there on their own.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah,
I think they're
also-
1,200.
Yeah,
It's
there you go.
huge, though.
Yeah,
It's bigger than Newcastle City Touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
I've-
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's massive.
I've just enrolled my young fella down there at Greenies, grommets, and
Yeah.
that is organised chaos down there.
Isn't it?
It's like herding cats.
Put my hand up once, never again. It's the end of that.
A lot of
It's-
parents
I-
push their kids in and go, right, I'm going to get a coffee. I've had enough of that.
I was down there.
That bloke with the coffee van would kill it though.
Oh, he's
wouldn't he?
killing it. I was down there on Saturday with Maxie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it's full on, eh?
Get out there with Strawny.
just keep no, go back.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I think that is probably the best thing that the club's doing at the moment.
It's actually getting the saucy sizzle is worse at the end. That's the worst part because it's
I
just
got-
kids just going, kids, parents everywhere. Just
I sniffed that out early, and I was like, Geordie, come on, you're finished here. The barbecue's finished.
Yeah.
By the time I got my sausage and sat down within the line was from here up to Desi's house.
yeah, ridiculous.
If that was me, I'd be like, no, mate, you're not getting one of them. We're going home.
You're right though. That's such a good thing the club's doing though, isn't it? If you've
Yeah.
come from somewhere else with no affiliation to any clubs at all,
Yeah.
or even if your club doesn't have anything like that, but Merewether does offer it,
Yep.
you might find a lot of kids that parents do have something to do with another club still playing here with their mates.
And, and
it's a good
the hope
little
is that the parents go, well, what are you doing later? Oh, well, we're going to go and watch Greens play
That's right.
Wanderers. You want to come? We'll all go up there and watch that. So
It's good because
It's a good little grower.
the kids, the juniors played straight away, So the
Yeah.
juniors are on the field warming up as well, kicking the ball,
Yeah.
doing their warm-ups, kicking goals.
Yeah.
And then they all run out
They
with
got
all us.
Greens.
Yeah.
Greens. And they're like, where do these people come from?
It's good. But, you know, they see, well, a lot of them are dads, their dads played.
Yeah, of course.
But you see, you know, legends like me. There you go.
So I saw Roachie's young fellas in the under-10s now.
Yeah, he's coaching under 10s, Reggie. I think
Yeah,
he was there.
Was the
coaching.
under-10s he's in?
He was getting the high
Probably
knees.
would be
and-
now.
Yeah, Reggie was like that big.
Yeah,
now
he's
he's
a
running
kid.
around playing under-10s.
Yeah.
Spending a little afternoon in hospital, Reggie. Hope he gets better soon. With his
What,
AC.
today?
Nah, there at the game on
Oh,
Saturday.
last week. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
Thought
telling me
about
at
it.
the Bullaroo game.
Did he?
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, right.
He'd be right.
Bill, do you have any superstitions
Bill?
pre-game?
Oh,
Mate, wash his car, touch his nose 7 times,
a
drive
lot,
around
yeah.
Newcastle.
it's a long list, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a long list.
Really?
The big one would be I like to be up early, regardless. Like if I've had a late night or been
Surely
trained,
you don't.
been
Surely
training.
you don't have a late night before the
No,
game.
well, not drinking or anything.
Working.
But not
Working.
drinking or anything.
Working.
Well, anything, but
On the
or
list.
tired or whatever. But I like to be up early. I like to get in my car, go for a drive, look around the beach, put on a podcast. Usually the Matty Johns podcast. Usually flog out 2 of them episodes. So it's a good 2 hours.
Well.
Just driving around, having a coffee.
This podcast now.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Listen to
Yeah.
your
Matty
own
Johns
voice.
once, and then yeah, that's right. I like to have a drive around, just relax that way. Don't even think about footy or anything like that. Come home and have a good feed, sit on my own, get the music going early, get down here, help set up, and then sort of I like to take my own space and do a long
Yeah.
warm up.
Do you have the same meal every morning?
No,
Not that. No.
changes.
Same. What about
I
same?
I put the same boot on first every time.
Yeah.
If I don't have my little orange lacrosse massage ball, that wigs me out.
Really?
Yeah,
Starts
I didn't have it last week. Didn't like it.
Yeah. Right.
Really didn't like it.
I know some people wear the same
Jocks.
Jocks the
Yeah,
whole time.
I wear same ones to the ground. I wear green spudgies, and then I have a different pair to put on after.
Yeah. Right.
Nita had this pair.
I used to have
They
a,
were
I used to have a
pink and they were
shirt.
like see-through. They were like a bit of glad wrap.
I used to have
I was like, mate, I've been wearing this for 10 years, I can tell.
I used to have a real average brown shirt that had holes in it and stains all over it that Cannons had got me from somewhere.
You got you another one, didn't you?
He bought me another one, a replacement, but now we've been told that we have to wear a polo shirt, which is probably fair enough because that thing wasn't real
Yeah.
good for presentation, so I've
As
had to
the
rack
club
that one.
Yeah. Right. I used to first game put my socks on. Then that's it. Took them off, put them in the boots. Never wash them the whole year.
Season?
I don't rack
The
them.
whole season.
I don't understand them ones. That's,
Pig of a
that's
man.
filthy.
I don't know if it was a
Disgusting
superstition.
animal.
It was more just maybe laziness.
Laziness. What about any other people in the club, Bill? Anyone else you see in the sheds going, what is this bloke doing?
Sam Bright would have one.
I don't take any notice.
No?
No.
I really like this. Headphones on, don't like being bothered, and I want to get through get my mind right. That's how.
What do
that's I wanna
you listen to?
Mate, I've got a weird selection of sort of pump up music. It might be
Gypsy
City
and
and Colour,
the
it might
Cat.
be Thin Lizzy, could be AC/DC, it could be a bit of the band. It's quite varying.
Bit old school.
Bit varying. It might be slow, it might be fast, it might be old, it might be young.
Yeah, right.
What I used to do?
What do you listen to? Did you listen to music?
Head noise, mate.
Just white noise.
You suck. You shouldn't have drank so much piss last night.
Just the fuzzy channel.
Yeah,
on the
what about
TV.
you? What did you listen to?
Later years, it was more heavy, hardcore.
Yeah.
Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that I listen to the gym downstairs now. Actually.
Oh, yeah?
I
Yeah,
find
right,
it,
yeah.
Just something to. You don't want to go out there listening to bloody.
I don't mind something pretty slow.
Soft
that you can
and-
sort of. I don't mind because it can slow me and let me think.
Maybe early in the day, and then right before, then you sort of ram it up a bit. And,
Fair
There-
enough.
There's a rumour that Renfrew used to shake hands with the unemployed, if you know what I mean, before he played and wait till the unemployed wanted to get a job and then stop. And I told these young fellas, this is a pump up thing, and I told a couple of young fellas, mate, he does it in the sheds. He does it sitting on the thing. And they're like, no, he doesn't, does he, mate? You wait. That's why he puts the gloves on. Obviously, I'm joking. He didn't do that.
Someone tag him in this.
Yeah.
He'd like to hear that.
yeah, I'm sure.
So,
Yeah.
Billy, last year you brought up your 200th club game.
Year before last.
Yeah, the year before last,
Last
sorry.
season.
Last season we played here.
Yeah.
year before last, and your 100th first grade game, and I knew you were watching the draw from weeks out going, because you don't want to be the bloke who gets their 100th game coming off the bench at uni.
You don't want to Bullaroo or
yeah,
Nelson
yeah.
Bay.
And
You want it.
luckily, you're one of the lucky people who did it, where you got to run out onto the Townsend Oval there on your own for your 100th game. And we got to, Lockie Milton got to score the winning try.
Right in
And
the corner.
you got to kick the goal. It was a really special moment for you.
Bloody oath it was, yeah.
Running into that game, do you remember anything special about the morning of or your jersey presentation? Do you remember it? Just something
I remember it being a long week. I remember it knowing it was coming.
Yeah.
From even the season before. I knew it was going to be this season. Gilly, Trent and Jode were pretty good about it. They rested me for a few games to get it on that day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it could have ended up at Singo. But luckily, they thought that I deserved to. And I
Yeah.
think anyone that brings up that game should get to do it at home if possible.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I remember it's been a long week waiting for it. And then having the press out in the sheds, Conti, Mick and Jade also had a bit of a spell. Conti gave him a jersey. Had a few tears. Had a few of the junior boys that I've coached for a few years in there as well. There's a few tears from them as well, so that was pretty special. And got to go out on my own and stuff like that. It was good.
Yeah.
Got yellow cards in that game as well. Easily.
Yeah, there's not many people who get to achieve 100 first grade games. There's a board downstairs of the people who have, and of all those guys, not many of them would have won that game, played at home, and kicked the goal from the sideline.
Did you kick the goal? I wasn't here. I think.
Topo, he
Topo
kicked it.
straight over.
Did ya?
Yeah, straight out of the black. He had his whole family here and everything.
Did you get the sand out at the sand mound?
Nah, it was just get back about 10 metres, sprint and kick it as hard as you can.
And straight over the black dot, and then you were carried off the field. It was a really fairy tale.
It was.
moment.
I was pretty lucky in that sense. You get to play it here at home in front of the first one to do it out of the new green room. So that was I liked that. I thought that was pretty special. And then also win the game, like you said. Not many people get to get the.
Yeah, that's really special.
All the
to get.
boxes were ticked.
Who was it against?
It was against Bullaroo, last game of the
That's
year.
right.
Yeah, and they were a pretty.
It was
they were
quite a tight game.
Really physical side, and we were quite an expansive side, so it was a good match-up. And Lockie Milton scored that try. It was awesome.
Right in the corner.
I don't know if I was here. Maybe I was here. Maybe I wasn't.
It was to get into the final, or was it final?
It was the last game of the year.
It was the last. Yeah.
It was to get into third spot.
Third
maybe.
spot to get the
It
better
was an
run
important
at it.
game. I remember it being important, which was good. It wasn't a dead rubber or anything like that, so it was good.
So how are we looking this week, Bill, against the Wanderers?
I'm confident. After last week, it's not. And that taking nothing away from Bullaroo, it's not ideal scoring 80 points in your first round when you're coming up against the team that's been tipped to win it this year. Would have been nice to have a bit more of a test and really seen what we needed to work on. But we've watched their video, and most of the older guys out there have done their work and done a few notes and stuff like that. So we're confident. We're confident our set piece is going to be strong, which is good. We haven't had that for a few years where we're confident it's going to be dominant.
Yeah.
We think we've got them in fitness. Just have to wait and see now. But,
Yeah.
but we're confident. After watching their video, we're confident we can get the job done, especially at home.
So Kramer sent through the team list to me here. I'll just read it out for everyone. Phil Ryan remains in the first grade side. We've got Billy Dunn, Tom Newman, Luke Corrigan coming up into the side. I don't think it's his debut in first grade, but it's his first run on for this year, so hopefully he goes well. Big Ben Fleming at number 5, Lockie Milton at 6, Billy Freeman at 7, Lachlan Miller at 8, Eli McCulloch at 9, Will Frost as captain at 10, Jack Miller on one wing, Chicky on the other wing, Bridie and Millo in the centres, and Sam Rouse at fullback. Quite a young side, but I'm getting older, so everyone looks like it's young for me. But I think you've got the cattle there to run these guys around, and
I think the
to get over
backline,
top of them.
the backline's bloody sharp.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I reckon we do. What do you reckon, Bill?
They are young, yeah, you're right, but there's good little sprinkled amount of experience in there with myself, Bridie. Miller's played a handful of games. Lachlan Miller's had a season with the Wildfires playing in the Shoot Shield, so I think that's quite good. I think youthful with experience sprinkled in is good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good mix.
How's Will Frost go at 10? He's not normally 10, is he?
He has.
We've got two 10s there.
He
We've
is
got
a
Frosty
10, yeah.
and we've got
They
Bridie.
they
So
sort
they're
of switch. They can switch,
They can either
don't
play
they?
wide or play
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah, I think Frosty likes to run the ball.
Yeah.
Bridie is more your stereotypical 10, I guess, and directing traffic.
Yep.
good kick, really controls the game, whereas Frosty's a bit more, not erratic, but what's the word you say? More
Flamboyant.
opportunistic, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Okay.
But it's good. It is good having Bridie there. He's, without a doubt, the strongest kicker in the club and in the side, so if there's ever any dramas, he can get us out of trouble anyway.
And so Wanderers have been tipped to win the comp, have they? Did
They were in the Herald, yeah. Yep. And that was all from
they? In the Herald.
all reports.
Do people read the Herald?
No, what's the Herald?
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
Not
We
until they
won't
tip
read
us to
them
win,
all.
we'll start reading it.
Yeah. No, from all reports, they had good cattle at training, and that was the word around town that they were tipped to win it. So.
Well, I just heard they haven't
Okay.
this afternoon. That they've
Good.
only been getting a few. Like, enough to, first and seconds, but
Get by.
just
The numbers only.
thirds, maybe.
Not 80 or 100 like us.
Not like us, no. So, but when we do win the premiership this
Yeah.
year, you're going to get Greens for Life tattooed.
Probably not Greens for Life, but it'll be...
We'll get a tattoo.
What do we got here? Probably be that one, I'd say.
Ooh, MCR.
MCRC, yeah.
Little
Maybe
teardrop.
not a Mew, so little teardrop, yeah. Green one.
Have you won a premiership in
Not a first grade premiership,
No,
no.
but second?
Won a Colts premiership
Colts?
and a second grade premiership.
Yep.
We've actually got our 10-year Colts reunion this weekend.
Oh, right.
Oh,
So, 10
that's
years
even
since
bigger
we won it.
weekend now.
Well, yeah, it'll be good. There's a few guys, like Sean Richards coming from Tennant Creek, so
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
he's done a lot of the organising. So I'm not even quite sure who's coming, so I'm quite surprised and excited to see who's going to be there from that
So
side.
it's Colts, 10 year,
2011.
first grade, 2011.
First grade 2011. They're
Later-
not this weekend.
later-
They're going to
later
do
in the year.
later in the year.
Against Hammer.
Yeah. So I've
That'd be
won a
good.
Colts grand final, a second grade grand final. Might even be 2 second grade grand finals. I think it's only one. And then
They've won like 4 in a
Played-
row or something, haven't they?
yeah, played in one first grade grand final. And we got a pizzling. So
Oh, that
really
was,
want-
that
that was 2012.
2012.
First year at number 2.
That's right.
So I really, really want to tick that one off.
Me and Davey jumped on the field. That year. Someone stole the banner.
Sorry, Jonesy played in that game as well.
Did you?
He came
I
on for
played
me.
that game too, yeah. Lost 2 grand finals in a day. It was lovely. Great day for me.
It was a good weekend, though.
Yeah,
that was a cracker.
ripped in.
That was one of the best weekends I've
The
had.
week after it
Silly
wasn't
Sunday
too
one.
good. We touched on there, Billy. Like I said, you've never won a first grade premiership. Don't want to rub a salt into the wound. You are 30 this year. Is that something that sort of
29 this year.
29.
29 this year? Are you? Well, you're born in 92, are you?
Yeah, 92
29.
model.
So is that something that plays on your mind? Like, mate, I've got to,
It is.
sharpen these young fellas up because I've got to get this win under me belt.
It is. Anyone out there will tell you, especially the young blokes, will tell you that I'm quite grumpy or pissed off or shitty or a prick at training, whatever. But that's only because I saw how much work and how hard the guys were working, not just on the field but off the field, when I was coming through, and it wasn't a young side, I was the only young bloke. So.
Yeah.
And that was when we were in grand finals and doing a lot better than what we sort of have been the last couple of years. So I expect a lot more from them, and like you said, I've been thinking about. I haven't got. I'm at the back end of my career.
Yeah. Especially
So-
with your injuries.
That's right. I'm at the back end, so yeah, I want to see that box get ticked. And a lot of the young blokes, I don't think just saying that they want to win one is enough.
Yeah.
You got to go. They got to realise what they have to do elsewhere to win one. Saying it in 1-1 isn't going to get you one.
So when you were coming up through the juniors, you would have been coming down to Townsend Oval and watching the Greens play, going and past more. What's one player that you watched playing when you were a junior thinking, how do I get to that? Or how do I achieve what they're achieving? Or how do I get to that level?
I think I've always looked up the Gilly. He had good skill. He was tough. He did the work off the field, and then also Strawny. Like I was lucky that got to see him play when he was a young 17-year-old kid and killing it, and then got to play with him, and he was the same all the way through his career. He was still a dominant player all the way through.
He could
So-
come back
so-
now and be the best player in the comp.
Easily, he could walk into that shoot shield side.
Is that because you didn't get there early enough to see me play?
Probably, yeah. I never usually showed up till 3
How many
o'clock.
first grade games do you get, Pugger?
Actually, none.
There you go.
Yeah, none.
No, but those two for sure. Both Mick and Jay were two good competitors and two with both really good skills, and I was lucky enough to watch them both play and then play alongside both of them as well.
It's really good.
And what about away from rugby? What's the real Billy like away from rugby?
Oh, I think it's much the same.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. What's different? You tell me.
Well, I don't know. That's why we. Are you still a hugger?
Always hug, Pugger.
You're a big hugger, aren't you?
Big hugger.
Yeah, we just started jiu-jitsu, so he gives me a fair few cuddles.
Did ya? Did you?
Yeah, it's good.
The
Wish I'd
Gracie-
started it years ago, actually.
Nah,
It's good for
gorilla.
football.
Yeah, right.
He's a professional cuddler now.
Yeah. Very nice.
Choke is all out.
Yeah, right. All right, well, last one, hypothetical. 3 players you can take away on the end of season trip from any era.
J Mick.
We come as a package deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we're-
used to then.
No, we're
We're
running
already
through
there
that.
anyway.
Oh,
Two
you're
other
already going?
blokes.
Right. We'll go Jay Strawn, Mick Gill, Dane Cordner.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer, actually.
He's a wild man.
I'm scared for that one.
Wouldn't go for real long, I don't reckon. We'd all be carked
Yeah.
it.
I just want to ask you one more quick one. What's it like looking over there and seeing where the Graham used to stand? What does that do to you?
It's hard to look at.
Yeah.
It is. You still don't know what to think. I wish it was still there, and I think everyone still does.
Yeah.
This place hasn't got nearly the atmosphere that joint had, and I think it's going to be quite some time until it does. So
Yeah.
at the moment, it's still heartbreaking to look over there.
Yeah.
I've got no doubt this place will one day, have the stories and
Yeah.
the atmosphere and
Yeah.
the ambience, whatever else you'd want to call it.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
that
We-
joint
yeah.
had, but
We just need to-
it's going to take time and stories and.
Yeah. We need to create the stories now.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's up to us to. We want to be telling, like Doug tells us young guys now. We want to be Doug telling people in 30, 40 years what we used to do here.
Just
Yep.
with less
Just-
asbestos.
Yeah, less
Wow, yeah,
asbestos.
that's right. That might have been what made it fun.
Yeah, well.
All right, Bill, thanks very much for coming in, mate. It was
No
really
worries at all.
good.
Thanks
Thanks,
for having me,
Bill.
boys.
And like we did last week, each episode is brought to you by a new sponsor. This week's sponsor is brought to you by Zenviron. Zenviron is a highly experienced, fully serviced EPC contractor specialising in the design and construction of large-scale renewable energy projects in Australia and New Zealand. Led by some of the top minds of the industry, we bring together experience, innovation and commitment to reduce greenhouse gas and the risk to the impacts of climate change. Thanks so much for your support, everyone. Thanks Zenviron, thanks Bill, thanks Pugger, and
Thanks,
we'll
mate.
see you next week. Awesome. Thanks, bye.